the next episode of In the Kitchen at Savory Jack's. And since we're moving into spring, we thought today we'd do something fun. We're going to do the purple cupcakes from a movie I worked on called Cat in the Hat. It's great fun to make with the kids. It's a really simple recipe. It's my favorite red velvet cake recipe, actually. We make cupcakes with it, and instead of red, we're going to make them purple. So let's get started. I have a sifter because we're going to have to sift all of our dry goods together in a bowl here. We're going to start with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, we're going to do 1.5 cups of just plain old sugar. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of cocoa, a teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure you make baking soda and not baking powder. And then a teaspoon of salt. And while I'm going to sift this, I'm going to have my trusty assistant Matt here start mixing in the wet ingredients. You want to mix them in separately.
Jack, what we got?
We have 1.5 cups of good vegetable oil. We have a cup of, well, you got the vanilla, that's good. We have a teaspoon of vanilla. We have a cup of buttermilk. There you go. And then we also have a teaspoon of white vinegar. And so here comes the magic. He's going to add in a tablespoon of purple food coloring. And you can get that at almost any food or cake or restaurant. And the main reason we would like to sift, if you see some of our things are kind of chunky, and if you push them through the sifter, you get everything nice and smooth. So I'm going to let you whisk that together for us now. Oh, don't forget the 2 eggs.
Oh yeah. That's probably be good.
Yeah. They aren't just sitting there for prettiness. They're actually being used.
I thought they were a little Easter decoration.
No.
Oh, what?
All right, so we've got our dry goods sifted, and that's whisked together. You want to make sure you get all your wet ingredients whisked together really good. Get them all blended together. The eggs all beaten up in there. There you go. All right, very simple here. Keep that whisk close at hand.
Okay.
Because we're just going to pour the wet ingredients over our dry goods here. And I will hand you that. You might want to be careful with the food coloring, because if you get it on you, you're going to be purple all day long. So now we're going to just whisk these together pretty simply. So we were working on Cat in the Hat. I probably made, I don't know, a couple of hundred of these during the whole filming. Some days they sat on the set, some days they actually ate them, and some days they didn't use them at all. So, but we made quite a few of these. So let's get them nice and whipped together. Go ahead and hand me the ice cream scoop. That you got in your hand, yes. Okay. This is a number 24 ice cream scoop. It's pretty perfect for making cupcakes. It gives you just about the right amount for everything you want to do. So now I'll let you line us up some cupcakes. We found some nice, fun yellow for Easter cupcake holders here. And then I will start. All right. Make sure you don't want to make a mess, so you want to scrape the bottom of it off, and there you go. One scoop. So there's a great party scene in Cat in the Hat that we did. It's where the mom, who is a real estate agent, has a real estate party. And we spent a couple of weeks making all kinds of fun things out of candle wax. They gave me a color palette that they wanted me to match, and so they wanted all the food to be certain colors. So the only way I could figure out to make them fake and to keep them in the same color was to make them out of candle wax and crayons. So I melted the candle wax and then threw in crayons to get the right colors for everything. I'll let you keep doing this. Yeah, and I'll show everybody a couple of the molds. I still saved a couple of the molds that we made candles, wax cakes out of. I have some pictures that we'll put up from where we actually made these, and we'll show those as I'm showing these. But these were the 2 molds that we made, and I love to tell this story that we spent all this time decorating the set, and it was beautiful. It was full of all kinds of colored food, and then they brought in about 100 extras who stood in front of everything, so you never see any of this in the movie, but that's the story of my life these days. So while Matt's finishing that, why don't we take a little break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Events that affect your legal rights can happen at any time and without warning. When they do, having the right attorney can make all the difference. Stanley K. Prochowski, attorney at law, is knowledgeable and ready to protect you and defend your legal rights. Felonies, misdemeanors, DUIs, drugs, and domestic abuse can happen. And if it happens to you, you need a lawyer who will stand by you every step of the way.
You've got constitutional rights, but if you don't use them, they're considered waived. I'll see to it that your rights are exercised to your benefit.
Call the Prochowski Law Firm.
Are you looking for lightning-fast, dependable data service? Look no further than PES Energize. If you have slow internet at home or at work, PES Energize can offer high-speed, quality solutions. Take a look at Murray Chevrolet and Anchor IT Solutions. Both are satisfied customers. PES Energize can sign you up for lightning-fast internet or a broad lineup of great TV packages. Pick up the phone or stop by today to join the PES Energize family. Don't suffer with slow internet any longer. Call PES Energize.
Well, welcome back. We have filled up a couple of dozen of cupcakes here. You may be able to get one or two extras out. It didn't scrape the real bottom of the bowl. But we're going to stick these in a 350-degree oven for about 10-12 minutes. Just check on them and kind of tap on the top to see if they're done or not. And while these are baking, we're going to cut to some segments we found from Cat in the Hat we think you might enjoy. And we'll see you in a minute.
So, kiddo, what do you want to do for fun?
I want to make cupcakes.
Cupcakes? Oh, yeah! To the kitchen!
Live from the kitchen, the following is a paid commercial announcement for Astounding Products.
Hi, welcome to Astounding Products. I'm your host, the guy in the sweater who asks all the obvious questions. Now, here to tell us about his astounding product for making cupcakes, all the way from Cheshire, England, please welcome me! Hello! Now, hello, I'm so excited! Do you love making cupcakes but hate all the hard cupcake work? I know I do. Well, forget everything you know about making cupcakes and say hello to the amazing Cupcakeinator. I'm so excited! Cupcake a what? Cupcakeinator! Oh, this amazing device can instantly make cupcakes out of anything that you have in the kitchen. Wait a minute, did you say anything? Anything. Anything? Yes, anything. Anything? Anything. Anything? I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident. Anything. Now, let's see. Take off the lid. You can put in, I don't know, a carton of eggs. What? How about a pack of hot dogs? Why not? Some ketchup. How about? I know what you're thinking. Even a fire extinguisher. There we go. Now, close the lid and Bob's your flippin' uncle. What an astounding product! Oh, yeah! Open the drawer. Fill the patented Cupcakeinator tray. Close the drawer. Then place it in a conventional oven. Delicious cupcakes are just minutes away. Did you just say minutes away? That's impossible! You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum. Did you just call my mother ugly? Shut up! I mean it. I will end you.
Cat, your tail.
What about it? Oh, I see. I've chopped it off. Well, that's interesting because... Son of a bitch! Look, I'm not saying we're going to sue. I'm just saying we have a case. We'll talk later. Ixnay, ixnay. Bye.
Welcome back. We've had our purple muffins, or cupcakes, in the oven now for about 12 minutes, and we think they're pretty much done. So we're going to pull them out, and we're going to let them cool for a minute while we're making the purple icing for them. And one of the steps I forgot to tell you earlier was always put a tray, a cookie sheet or something under your cupcakes, so that way if they boil over, you won't spend the rest of the afternoon cleaning the oven. So, and trust me, I learned that one the hard way a few times. So Matt, we're going to let those cool for just a few minutes while we're working here. The icing, pretty easy. It is a pound of cream cheese softened, 2 sticks of butter and we've cut them up so that they will whisk better, and a pound of powdered sugar.
And Jack, that butter's at room temperature, right?
Yes, everything is at room temperature so that it'll whisk in together, and
that includes the cream cheese too.
yes, cream cheese, butter. So, and when baking, I usually try to keep everything at room temperature, eggs, everything. And add in the cream cheese. You want these 2 items to really blend well together, because otherwise it'll be chunky and buttery and chunky. So,
And buttery.
and creamy cheese. So, yeah, get all that good cream cheese in there. All right. Scrape the sides, make sure it's all blending in together and not partially stuck. Secret that I'm going to show you in just a second. I lost the covers for my kitchen a long time ago, so I've got it back. I've got it hanging. The powdered sugar, if you're not really careful with when you first turn it on, it will go all over the place. So my cream cheese and butter is looking really nice and blended now, so we're going to, let me see if I can. See how nice and smooth that is in there. So we're gonna add in the powdered sugar. Put your bowl back on. Hopefully. You lower that down. Then I take a piece of plastic wrap and I cover the top of the bowl. And you really want to start this on a low speed. So let's make sure that's nice and tight.
Look at that. Mess free.
Mess free is right.
That's a tip you really want to take advice on.
And again, you want to let this just keep running because the powdered sugar it's actually going to be melting into the butter and the cream cheese. So you want to give it plenty of time to get nice and soft in there. Have any lumpy lumps coming out. Take up the speed, and then now that their powdered sugar is pretty much in there, we can take our spatula again, scrape the sides of the bowl, make sure it's all blended in smooth, because sometimes you'll finish this project and you get down to the bottom of the bowl where the mixer couldn't quite get in there, and you'll find a big lump of something that doesn't look so good. Alright, so we got all the powdered sugar loosened up there. And we'll try to scrape our spatula. Get it all back in the bowl. Next to the last step, we'll ease in the vanilla.
How much vanilla?
It is a teaspoon.
Oh.
1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then now with the food coloring, you can knock yourself out. You can either stay just a little purple in there and have a nice Easter pastel, or if you want to go really purple. I'd say about a teaspoon, but what I can do is just a little bit at a time, a few drops at a time, inside the mix. And we got the lavender. Let's see, we're getting a little past lavender. I think we need to go really purple. once again, you want to add a few drops at a time and not get too crazy. Or you can be safe and start with a teaspoon, because that's about what it takes to get it, and then add whatever you like in there. And once again, we're going to, ooh, now you can see we're kind of lavender. Get the sides of this oven going again. How are those cupcakes? Do you think they're getting cool enough that we can
I would say.
ice them in just a moment?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Nice and cool.
All right, so you don't want to ice your cupcakes while they're hot because you will melt the icing. So,
Yeah.
you know, we don't want to be in too big a hurry. Let everything cool down to room temperature. We have finished our purple icing, and now we're going to try to clean off our whisk here just a bit. And then we're going to decorate our purple cupcakes, and they'll be ready for either Easter or just for the fun of spring. Let's see. I'll let Matt clean this all up.
Take care of that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So I'm going to fill up a piping bag, and I'm going to show you how to pipe. And while I'm filling up a piping bag, Matt's going to show you a little trick for those of you who may not have a piping bag and a tip at home. All right, so what I like to do is I like to pull down the edge of the piping bag. The tip is right here. Drop our tip in, make sure it's down in the bag good. This way you won't make a mess on the whole piping bag, and you can just put a little bit in at a time. Ooh, there's a big scoop into there. And let's see, I'm gonna leave some for Matt for his demo. So, and then once you get it in there, it's pretty easy. You just slide it down. You always want to start at the top, work your way down towards the tip so you get all the icing down there. And if you start a little squeeze right there, and then I usually do this part, yeah, perfect. So now, holding your piping bag with a nice grip at the top, it's very easy. You just do a gentle squeeze at the top, let it come out, and we are decorating cupcakes. While I finish these, I'm going to hand this off to Matt.
Thanks, Jack.
And he's going to tell you how to make a makeshift.
Okay, if you don't have a piping bag, even though they're all relatively cheap to get, you can always just use a Ziploc baggie. The bigger, the easier. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cut at the bottom, just in the corner, we're going to cut a tip. And it doesn't have to be real large, but just enough to where we can get our frosting out. Open up our bag. Fold the bag over just a little bit so we don't get our hands messy. And just like with the piping bag, put our frosting in. So, just use a little for demonstration. So, just like the piping bag, we're gonna make it towards the edge of our bag. Squeeze a little in our bowl, just like Jack, same process. And pipe away. I like a lot of frosting on mine, so there we go.
Yeah, of course I ran out.
So, not as pretty as Jack's, but gets the job done.
Yeah, you're gonna finish yours. I'm gonna add a little bit. And if you notice, I kind of ran out on that one, but it's pretty easy to fix. Icing is one of those things you can just go right over the top of it again. And there. Oops, that one needs to work. All right, Matt's gonna finish out his. I finished mine. We hope you have a great spring. We hope you make a lot of cupcakes, and we'll see you on the next shoot.
See you guys.
Bye.